So what the heck is a QHHT session anyway? What is this quantum healing hypnosis technique that Sarah's been talking about? I can't wait to tell you. Check it out. So there's a lot I could tell you about QHHT, but for this video I want to focus in on the things that QHHT is in my understanding and the things that it is not. So as of today on my journey, what I can say about quantum healing hypnosis technique is that it is an opportunity for many things. First of those things is an opportunity for connection. We live in a wild world right now. If you're paying attention or semi-awake, you know that things are different, and you have a deep knowing that things will never be the same. So everybody's on their own journey, and one of the things that I can tell you is missing, in my opinion, from the world right now is connection, is love. And QHHT, having a QHHT session is an opportunity for connection. When you book a session, I will reach out to you via email or by phone, whichever way you make contact, and I will share with you likely this video and some other videos created by my colleagues as I grow my own library that will support you preparing for the experience. On the day of your session, I will come to your home or wherever you're staying, wherever we've agreed to have the session, and for a couple of hours, a couple of uninterrupted, unadulterated hours, we will connect. I genuinely want to get to know you. I want to know the stories that have made up your life so far. And during that conversation, which typically lasts a couple of hours, no less than 2 for sure, I want to hear from you what life has been like, what it's been like to live in your body. If your body has had any health problems, I want to know about that. I want to know all the stories. I want to know you. Another opportunity that a QHHT session creates or invites is an opportunity of discovery. I don't know about you, but part of coming to realize and accept that the world that we knew before the pandemic, let's say, it feels like an important demarcation point, and the world that we're living in today are just very different, and it's likely to continue to evolve and change, I think, in beautiful ways. But the discovery opportunity that is available to you having a QHHT session is different. I'm a former psychotherapist. I did that really good work for 16 years, and I had the privilege of gaining the trust of many people, many souls who I sat with over that time, and certainly those numerous, sometimes years worth of sessions of treatment in that capacity. That was also a journey of discovery. But what the QHHT session and QHHT experience offers is just something different. To give you some context to that without offering any constraint in the realm of expectation, some of the discoveries that you can have by having a QHHT session is to learn a larger story of who you are, why you're here, why the events of your life have unfolded the way that they did, and actually your role in that, in the most loving, most beautiful way possible. And I think that's pretty rad. Before your session, you'll be encouraged by me and by the resources that I'm going to share with you to create a list of questions. That list of questions you'll present to me on the day of your session. I don't need to see them before that. But on the day of your session, you'll present this list of questions, and my hope is that you'll take some time to come up with questions that really are important and meaningful to you. Some examples of the questions that you might want asked of you while you're in the deep state of relaxation that I will be guiding you into during your session. So while you're in that altered state of consciousness, in that deep state of relaxation, I'll have your list that you created of questions for me to ask of you. And so some common questions are like, who am I? What is my purpose here on earth? Some people want to know about certain relationship dynamics or experiences that they've had that were particularly painful or confusing in this life. And others will have more of a focus on their health in their questions, or career. All of them are fair game. This is your journey. And I'm here as the facilitator to make sure that you get the questions that you want answers to answered during that experience. So it is an opportunity of discovery. And I'm excited for you to consider and to maybe even commit to self-discovery by having a QHHT session. Another opportunity, I believe, comes from having a QHHT session. And this is something that might not resonate for you as you hear me say it, but I invite you to open your mind anyway. A QHHT session invites you to an opportunity to time travel. Some of you may have that experience. Maybe you're a lucid dreamer. Maybe you're somebody who remembers their dreams and knows about the phenomena of time travel. Or maybe it's a foreign concept to you. It doesn't matter. Anyone is welcome to the opening experience of considering that time travel is a real thing. So having a QHHT session, some people, especially if you do some research to look into the origins of Quantum Healing Hypnosis Technique, which I encourage you to do, and I'll be creating videos that will bring you into a different awareness of that history. It's a beautiful history, and I'm excited to tell it. But for this video, what it's important for you to know is that some words that have been attributed to QHHT over the life of its existence are that it's a past life regression modality, that it is intended to help you connect with and to experience wisdom from past lives, or gain a greater understanding about the happenings of this life through the exploration of past lives. That might be too much for some of you. It might really run up hard against some of your belief systems, and that's okay. If that's you, consider that the journey that you'll be invited to take by having a QHHT session may or may not move you to some point in time that one might refer to as past. What you will all experience is an opportunity to see different stories, different vignettes, wherein you might be a character in that story, wherein you might be an observer in that story. But what I can tell you without fail, it is consistently true that in every session, each client gets exactly what it is that they need to know, to hear, to better understand this life. And that's pretty awesome. So whether it's past life regression, whether we're doing time traveling in this sort of very scripted or maybe misunderstood way, if past life doesn't resonate for you, that's okay. You'll still have a beautiful experience by having a QHHT session. So yeah, an opportunity for time travel. Check it out. And the last opportunity I want to share about having a QHHT session is that having a session creates an opportunity for healing. So quantum healing, right? It's sort of indicated in the name that that's a potential that exists for having a QHHT session. But I want to break that down a little bit because speaking in quantum terms really isn't something that has been sort of part of the popular vernacular for a long time, and that's a shame, and I think that's changing. But to bring you into a shared awareness, what I talk about when I talk about healing and the opportunity for healing comes from a place. I was a person who lived within a grouping of stories for about a decade that kept me stuck in an identity of being a person with a chronic illness. My body had been diagnosed in 2014 with multiple sclerosis, and over the span of 8 years, I had, what were, let's say, clinically typical presentations of that story occur in my body, and it got pretty dark sometimes. But maybe what got most dark was the stories that I told myself about life, about who I was, about my power, about my potential. And so the gift that I believe that comes from having a QHHT session is a more expanded understanding of what might be going on with your body, what your body might be trying to tell you in the form of messages that maybe some doctors or health practitioners, even myself when I was functioning in the role of a psychotherapist, might have misunderstood as being symptoms, as being characteristically known to indicate an illness of some sort. But as I've evolved my understanding of the experience that I once had as being a person with a chronic illness, I know a different truth now. And QHHT, having a QHHT session, along with many other teachers and methods over the last couple of years, have helped me to see that maybe that story was too limited and didn't really tell the whole truth. And so when I say that having a QHHT session creates an opportunity for healing, what I mean by that is this. You may have questions about health, about maybe you've got some diagnoses that have been sort of like placed on you as well. Maybe the experience of those diagnoses or those symptoms has made you feel limited or chronically unwell. And I have nothing but compassion for that. And I'm excited to share with you that there may be another way of understanding your experience. But I don't know what your journey is. Everybody's on their own journey, and I don't know your readiness at this moment in time to release those labels, to release those stories about your body and the sensations that you're feeling or the symptoms maybe that you've been feeling even for some time. Certainly with chronic illness, it's a daily, unremitting experience of being unwell, and my heart goes out. But if you're ready to evolve your experience of these sensations or these perceptions of limitation, and maybe, just maybe, discover that there's actually some messages that your body's trying to tell you, really your soul or your higher self have been trying to tell you for some time, but have been unsuccessful in delivering those messages to you through other means. And so those messages are trying to get your attention through your body. And that might sound like totally foreign and too woo for some of you as you listen to this today, and that's okay. It'll be here. Circle back when you feel like, maybe there's something to what she's saying. But yeah, the opportunity for healing. It's really, if you're ready, then the potential exists for you to be healed. What that could look like, maybe you'll have some questions on your list of questions related to health and your body. I encourage you to do that if you're curious. But in preparation, what I'd like you to consider, if having a QHHT session is in fact an opportunity for healing, are you ready for that healing? Are you ready to be done with the stories that you've told yourself about your body, about your health, about life really, more generally? But when I talk about healing, it's those stories that I'm asking you if you're ready to give up or revise or evolve in some way. A hard pill I had to swallow as a person who lived within the stories of being a person with a chronic illness for a decade. There were some hard pills I had to swallow as I made my way out of that and evolve that experience. I had to take a look at the ways in which illness benefited me, how it gave me some excuses to get out of doing what I knew was right for my body, right for my soul, how it got me off the hook for some things, got me some love and support and attention that I maybe felt as though I wasn't able to receive in other ways. Like, that's just hard truth. That was my hard truth that I had to sit with and come to terms with and integrate. And that is a journey that you may or may not choose to take for yourself. But if any of that sounds like something that you have had an inner knowing that needs to take place, or if, as I describe my experience, it sparks in you a curiosity about whether that could also happen for you, let's check it out. Let's journey together. Let's talk more about having a QHHT session. So to recap, I believe QHHT session, or having a QHHT session, is full of opportunities for connection, opportunities for discovery, opportunities for time travel, and opportunities for healing. I'll end this video by sharing a few things that I've come to understand in my very relatively short time of being a QHHT practitioner. I'm only just really getting started on my journey, but I'm so excited for more. But what I know at this point on my journey, that a QHHT session is not, it's not a place where you'll be expected to share your story and be given a diagnosis at the end of our time together. There's no labels. You're not going to walk out with any new labels in our exchange. I hope that feels liberating when I say it. It's also not something that will be a recurrent experience per se. Dolores would often say, the creator of this modality, she would often say that really it's a one and done modality. You can get from the experience of having a QHHT session everything that you need in one session. So mind you, a session is a full day experience. On the day of your session, you will get my undivided attention for the entirety of whatever amount of time it takes to get through your journey. And that includes, again, a couple of hours of conversation, of interview, wherein I'm really genuinely wanting to get to know you. And then you and I will both take a little bathroom break to ready ourselves for the experience of the hypnosis or relaxation part of the session. When you come back from the break, and I come back from the break, we'll take a few minutes to settle ourselves. You'll be encouraged to do whatever it is you do to relax yourself and your body. I'll do the same. And then we're going to take a journey together. I'm going to tell you a story. And you'll be encouraged to just allow yourself to go along with the story. And trust that the experience and the relaxation is not only a gift. I mean, how often do we give ourselves the opportunity to really, truly relax in this day and age? So that in itself is a gift. But I just know that there's so much more available to you if you trust yourself enough to take the journey. And so it's not a place where you get more labels. It's not a place where you'll be expected to come back again and again and again for sessions. Following your session, you'll receive a recording of the hypnosis section of what can sometimes be a 5-7 hour session. But you'll get a recording of the time where you're under hypnosis or on your journey. And you'll be encouraged. I'll encourage you at the end of that experience to listen to that recording several times. The time that you're under hypnosis, you're in an altered state of consciousness. And if you're worried about being hypnotized, which I'll be creating another video to describe and to unburden you of any fear around that, to be hypnotized is to be achieving a naturally occurring state. We all move through the theta level brainwave state twice every day, when we're waking up in the morning and when we're going to sleep at night. It's the brainwave state just above delta, or the sleep brainwave state. So it's the most natural thing, and everybody can do it without fail. So when you're in that phase of the session, I'll be recording, and you'll be given a recording of that, or a copy of that recording after the session. I'll be removing the induction script at the beginning so you won't inadvertently put yourself back under. But what you'll be given is the entirety of that session. And you're encouraged to listen to it over and over, because your brain is going to need an opportunity to catch up with the experience that you just had while you were in this deep, relaxed state. When I had my first session, thank you, Yvette, she made the suggestion that I listen to the recording 21 times. I chose to do that 21 days in a row. The trimmed version of my audio file for that session was about 47 minutes. And so I just chose a walk in my neighborhood that's about 47 minutes long, and I would just listen to that recording on my walk every day. And I'm really glad I made that investment. I'm really glad to Yvette that she made that suggestion that I do that, because it gave me a framework, and because I knew I was going to become a practitioner following that session. I already knew. I decided I was going to give it, my full effort and follow any instructions that I was given, and I'm really grateful that she gave those instructions, and I'm proud of myself for following them, because while the journey of listening back to that recording 21 days in a row was up and down, I'm super glad that I invested the time to do that, and I am a changed person and a more healed person, a more whole person for that investment of time. So when you receive your recording, I'll give you a little reminder that that is certainly going to support the integration of your experience into your mind, heart, soul, body, all of it. Any healing that you received during the session will also be reinforced and deepened and made more complete by listening to the recording. So you'll be encouraged to do that. That's the only thing that's recurrent about quantum healing hypnosis technique and having a session. No, not years of sessions, not a weekly fee for a recurrent session, no new labels. So that's a few things that I've come to understand. And maybe, I know it's because I come from a psychotherapy background. I hope if you're listening to this and you've also, been in therapy or have been a therapist yourself for a lot of years, I hope that feels refreshing. I know it did for me. And I know the experience of having a session and listening to the recording over and over delivered on that with zero doubt. I can tell you that from experience. So thanks for watching. Thanks for checking out this video on my YouTube page as I continue to build my library. You're certainly encouraged to reach out anytime if you have questions. I can be reached at my email. My email is below. I'll look forward to hearing from you. Be well. See you soon. Bye.